Hey there everybody, and welcome back to another completely random video. Today I'm going to be covering the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and basically answering the question, should you pre-order it and would I? And the answer, very simple, but stay tuned. I'm going to cover the basics of the phone and the pre-order process. And spoiler alert, I have pre-ordered the device, so stay tuned. Before the end of the month, I plan to do a more in-depth video, not only covering the actual specs of the device, but showing you what it looks like and just kind of playing around with it and giving you a general feel for it. Alright, so jumping straight in, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the channel for new content. So jumping straight in, if you go to Samsung's website right now, pretty much right at the main screen is the Galaxy Z Fold 4. So basically, my understanding it's the fourth iteration of this device, so hopefully they're fixing some of the problems and concerns. I'm sure you can look them up on your own time regarding basically problems and concerns about this device. But we'll look at the page in just a second. So basically we're going to minimize all of these annoying ads, and then we'll look at the general trade-in credit. Now, I've actually purchased this device, so I wanted to walk through the cost if you were to purchase the 512 gig model trading in a Samsung Galaxy S20. So I got a $625 credit, bringing the total price to $1,116.24, and then I got a free case added in. So when you scroll past a lot of the freebies that most people probably won't use, you do get that $200 Samsung credit, and then the standing case with S Pen is in there as well, and you'll see that price is $0. And we are currently listing an August 26th delivery date. Alright, so going into the screen itself for the pre-order process. So you can click on the pre-order now button. A great time to buy this, I would say this is probably one of the better times to do the pre-order. So if you apply for any of their offer programs, really interesting because you can basically just click the button and it just applies the savings automatically. You can choose whether or not it's unlocked. Do not get sucked into the price here because this is basically factoring in a trade-in of some kind. So if you choose unlocked, it'll scroll down. I chose the 512 gig option because it's the same price as 256 gig, and a lot of these newer phones don't have the micro SD slot included. You can then choose your color, you can do the online exclusives if you're interested in waiting a little bit longer, and then you can go to your trade-in itself. So for me, I selected a Samsung, and then I went to S20, and then it was just the standard S20 model. You'll see the trade-in right here, and all you have to do is click yes, agree. And then you'll see that you get the case here. You just choose the color and click update. You can choose the protection plan if you're interested, and then you'll see the one-time payment, your monthly payment for 36 months, or your 4 installment. So I did the monthly just to see what it's like, and it looks like it's done through TD America or Ameritrade or whatever the bank name is. So I'm not sure if they're doing it through different banks or just one, but that's really all that there is to it. When you click the pre-order now button, you will get reminded multiple times about the add-ons and different options here that you can essentially purchase. So that's really all that there is to it. The process is pretty simple. It is really easy, so be careful financially speaking. I'm not a financial advisor, but it is really easy to look into the total price and then say, oh, $622 a month, and then just drive that monthly price up higher. So just, be cognizant of that. So that's really all that there is to it. Now, when we go back, so you might be interested in learning a little bit more about the specs of the device. So you can actually scroll through the website and compare it to different devices. One of the concerns that I have about this personally is that when you're doing the compare option, so we're at the main page here, and then when you scroll down, you can click and look through the more attractive buttons and options here. But if we go to pre-order, near the bottom of the page, it allows you to compare with other devices. So you'll see you have the multi-view, you can get the general idea of how the phone's going to function, you see the key features. When you click compare models, if I were to look at the Z Fold 4 and compare it to, let's just say I want to compare it to my current device. So if we were to find the Galaxy S20, or if you want, you can compare it to any of the others listed here. But you'll see we have the S20 5G, and they make it look substantially smaller, details unavailable for colors. So you can look at the specs. So we'll just go through the basics comparing. Again, it's the the Z Fold 4 on the left and then the S20 on the right. So you'll see we have a slightly larger battery, which we're definitely going to need because of how big the large interior screen is. But you'll start to notice a trend on the right-hand side. There's more details unavailable. The good news is the base storage is higher. And then basically you're back to getting 12 gigs of RAM, which is something that I really, really liked about the S20. And then you, again, see that we're getting into more of these details unavailable sections. But overall, it does appear in many ways to meet or beat a lot of the S20 specs, which honestly was a very impressive device. So you can see 50 megapixel wide and a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and then the 10 megapixel telephoto. So in some ways it beats, and some ways it does not beat the S20. And then you see the front camera, honestly not as great as I was expecting or hoping for. Then you can look into, again, additional details regarding fingerprint reader, the display, which they're definitely going to be bragging about, because not only is it a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate, and then you have that 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x Infinity O display, a lot to read there, but you basically have the two displays with the 120 Hz refresh rate. So quite a bit going on. And then when you see in the box, this is another one of the devices that has the option for the basically for that S Pen. So again, you have to scroll through, look through the specs. You'll see standing cover with S Pen on us. So the S Pen doesn't look like it's included with the device itself, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll see right here, if we scroll back, but you'll see this is for illustrative purposes down here, and then S Pen for Z Fold 4 are sold separately. So a little bit misleading, but again, it is what it is. So you're not going to get the S Pen with the device itself, but the case does include it, and that case is the one that's included with the pre-order. So I hope that answered all of the questions that you may have had. If there's any other questions, drop them in the comment box below, and I'll see you all in the next video.